Hey guys, today I'm going to be making a beginner's guide on teamfight tactics. I understand a lot of people haven't played the game yet or have played it and don't understand how to play it, so today I'll be covering various things that you need to know in order to be comfortable playing the game. Okay guys, so the first thing you want to make yourself familiar with is the different classes. Each champ will have at least two different classes, so for example Ash has the Glacial and the Ranger class. When you get multiple champs of the same class in your team, it'll give them a small buff. For example, if you have two glacial champs in your team, this will give the glacial champs a 20% chance to stun on hit. This will increase with the more champs of that class you have. So if you have the 4 glacials, you get 30%, and then 6 glacials, you get 45% chance to stun. However, guys, you will want to make yourself familiar with a good few different team comps, and you will want to go into your games not going for one specific team comp, just in case the champs that you're looking for don't come up, because some are quite rare and it's a little bit of RNG, but I'll talk a bit more about that later. Okay, so the second thing you guys want to make yourself aware of is the items. From creep or minion rounds, you have the chance to get the items dropped randomly, or they do drop coins sometimes, or you can get the items from the carousel if you don't want the champ the items placed on. You can just drag the champ down and the item will go into your event on the left hand side of the screen. Merging two items will give you a full item. For example, a recurve bow and a needlessly large rod will make a rage blade, which will give you an attack speed buff that stacks infinitely. But different items do give different buffs, so you want to make sure you try and build the items that will go well with your team comp. Also, a lot of items, when merged with the spatula, will make the champion place them on a part of another class. For example, the spatula and the giant's belt will make a frozen mallet. This makes them wear a part of a glacial class, but won't remove the other classes from them, but instead give them an additional class, for example, the glacial one. This is useful later in the game if you're only one champ off completing the set, and you just need to put the frozen mallet on, and for example, Vayne or Varus will join the glacial class, and they will gain the same buffs that the glacial champs do. Just quickly as well, guys, I will leave a link to both of these cheat sheets in the description, and a quick shout out to Scar for providing them on his Twitter as well. Okay guys, so the third thing you need to understand is economy and how to preserve it. You'll gain gold for completing the round, then additional gold for interest and, for example, a win or loss streak. It's important in the early / mid game to preserve your economy the best you can to take advantage of the interest. Okay guys, so interest is gained for every 10 gold you have. So for example, if you have 10 gold, you'll gain an additional 1 gold for the next round as interest. If you have 20, you'll receive 2, etc. all the way up to 50, which is the cap. It is important that you try your best to preserve your economy, so later in the game, when the rarer champs drop, you'll have the economy to re-roll and get them, or even to buy them, because they do cost 3, 4, or 5 gold. You should never really buy a champ if you're about to lose the interest bracket, so say if you're on 10 or 11 and there's a 2 gold champ there, you would lose the interest, so you wouldn't gain the additional gold for the next round. Unless you're either 1 off a level 2 or a 3, which would help you win the next round anyway to get that additional gold. If you needed to get the champ for your team comp, it is better to just lock the shop rather, which I've highlighted on the left hand side of the screen. Just a note as well that the shop will auto unlock after one round, so if you do need to lock it again, you'll have to do it manually again, so you'll have to just click it. Okay guys, so the next thing you need to know about the Teamfight Tactic economy is win and loss streak gold. I'll put on the screen the different brackets of the streaks and how much gold you'll gain from reaching them. If you're on to a rough start and you're not winning many games and you're on like a 4 or 5 loss streak, you'll get a little bit of economy to help you try and get back into the game for the mid game. Or if you're on a win streak, you'll be given gold rewarded to try and help you finish off your comp for the mid to late game. It is important that you try and maintain your win streaks, maybe not loss streaks, but it's very important to try and maintain your win streaks, so you'll consistently be getting that. If you're on a 7, for example, or above, you'll be getting the 3 gold every time. But for the loss streaks, it is sort of an encouragement to try and switch from a loss streak to a win streak. Another thing to take on board is buying XP. You should always try to maintain your economy the best you can, but if you're 4 XP away from a level up that would bring a champ into the team comp that may give a huge buff, or you may be struggling against other people because they've been buying XP and you're losing because of that extra unit, then it may be worth buying the level up. Just a quick note as well, you get 4 XP for every level up brought and they cost 4 gold, so it's essentially 1 gold per XP. A bad time to use this strategy, however, would be if you're maybe 8 out of 18 XP from leveling up or 8 out of 10, because you may as well wait 1 round to gain the 2 XP. And not only that, you'd buy the 4 XP and they'd put you 2 XP into the next level, so you'd be essentially wasting 2 XP for the next maybe 6, 7 or 8 rounds. So it'd be sensible to wait until we're a multiple of 4 XP away from leveling up to buy the XP. Another thing as well, if you are only 1 champ away from maintaining a huge class buff or a team comp buff, it would be worth, if you have a spatula, to wait until the carousel to try and obtain one, because if you put both of the spatulas together, it will give you an item where it allows an extra unit on the battlefield, which essentially allows you to be a level ahead. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about when we're going on about economy is the pirate class. With pirates, you gain the chance to randomly earn up to 1 to 4 additional gold every turn, and the average of this is 1.6 per chest. So at the end of the round, a chest will pop up, and you just move your little avatar person towards a chest, so you run towards it. It'll give you a speed boost when you're running, and the chest will drop out a load of gold, which can obviously be 1 to 4. So if you are building the pirate class, it will help you maintain gold. However, a lot of the pirates, such as like Misfortune and Gangplank, are harder to get. However, like Graves and Pike are easy to get, but you do need the 3 pirates to get the buff. So maybe like Twisted Fate, Graves and Pike might be a good thing to run, maybe the mid game to try and get the buff. But Misfortune is really rare, so it's a tier 5 champ, and Gangplank is relatively rare at a tier 3 champ. Okay guys, so some last tips and advice I would give to somebody who's new to the game is to try out a few normal games first to make yourself familiar with how the game works and runs and the different stages of the game. Once you've got a grasp on the game and the team comps and stuff like that, then you should try out ranked, but it's not really worth going into ranked straight off the bat because you're probably going to lose and everybody else will have some sort of idea on what they're doing. Another thing to note is that when you have 3 of the same champ, it will level that champ to a level 2. So once you have 3 level 2s, it will then upgrade them to a level 3. Leveling up champs is important because it gives them a slight advantage, so they get more armor, health, damage, stuff like that. Their ultimate does a bit more damage as well. So it's important that you don't just go into a game thinking, I want to build this team comp, because you're not always going to get the same champs. You're not always going to get the same compositions as the game before. So you're going to want to make sure you know a good 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 different comps and different champions you know how to build into, because you're not always going to get the same champs. Another tip is that not every game will go your way. This is a game that is slightly luck based, and the aim is to build a good working comp with what you're given and try to win the game. Some games you will get better luck than others, such as getting a level 3 champ or a couple of fully built items on your carry champs, but not every game will go that way, so it's important that you know how to build into different comps and transition from the mid into the late game well. Okay guys, that's my beginner's guide to teamfight tactics. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
Get a taste, let you get a taste. Do you love the taste? Yeah, that's cool, but he ain't like me. LA, you can get a taste. Miami, you can get a taste. Oakland, you can